We already learned about past tense verbs last time. We already learned that. We played a game about those last week. See what I did there? I'm using past tense verbs to describe learning about past tense verbs. Remember we did in the past? All right. So this week we're still going to focus on past tense verbs, but we're going to switch it up a little bit because there are irregular past tense verbs. These are verbs that don't just do the ed situation. Here we go. What is a past tense verb? We just talked about that. Pretty much you just add an ed to the end of it. Next, let's review. Most verbs are made into the past tense by adding ed. I just said that. Giving you the answer. But not every verb knows how to follow the rules. These verbs are called irregular past tense verbs. Do I need to get out my glasses again? Because these are ones that don't follow the rules. I can't find my glasses. Oh. It's time, guys. Got to do this. We got to put my rule breaker glasses on. So these verbs don't follow the rules. So here's what they do. To make an irregular verb past tense, you have to change the spelling. It makes you change the entire thing. How bad is that? So example, instead of saying eat, you'd say ate. You don't say, oh, I ate cake yesterday. No, you'd say I ate cake yesterday. You got to change the word completely. See the rule breaker there? You can't just add eat. And you definitely don't add ed. I eated it. Eated something? No, ate. So here's some more examples. Instead of sing, you wouldn't say singed. You'd say you sang a song. Instead of do, you'd say did. I did that already. Instead of ride, you don't say I rided my bike. You'd say I rode my bike. Instead of drawed something, I drew something. And instead of win, I winned the game. No, I won the game. So these are really tricky. And especially when it comes to like little kids, you'll hear them say, I rided my bike, because they know, they've learned through listening to people talk that if you add an ed to things, that it makes it have already happened. But sometimes we have these rule breakers that we have to learn that they have a totally different spelling. So when you are trying to figure out the correct past tense, try putting the verb in a past tense sentence and see what sounds right. So yesterday we something. Last year I. When he was 3 he. So for example, let's say we're going to use the word call. Like I'm going to make a call. So let's put that one of those. Yesterday we called. Does that sound right? Yeah. So with that one, you just add an ed. What about if I say like I make something? Last year I maked a picture. Say maked doesn't sound right. Yes, last year I made a picture. I got to change the spelling. So that's the first example on this one. Make becomes made. What would write become? So let's try that little trick. So yesterday I righted. No, it would be yesterday I wrote. All right, next one. Instead of drink, yesterday I drinked. That doesn't sound right. Yesterday I drank my Powerade. All right. So why do we call these irregular verbs? Verbs irregular. Because if you look at the screen, there's a little hint. It's kind of cut off at the bottom. IR means not. So irregular is not regular. They're not the regular ed. They have a different spelling. Okie dokie. So think we should practice this? Yes. Okay, so I have 2 games for you to play to practice irregular verbs. So this one on the screen is a monkey game where you just press next. It's going to ask you a question. And it was a parcel for his friend. He phoned the friend.
Read the sentence and choose the correct missing word.
Held him, telling him, told him, or tell him. And when I first, at the very beginning of this, it said that there sometimes could be more than one answer. And then press submit. It'll type you're right or not. Then you just keep playing until you're finished with that game. That game only practices irregular verbs. And then the monkey gets the treasure. And the other game is called a war game. This one practices past, present, and future. So you practice all 3 again. The only reason I didn't give this to you last week is because it has some irregular past tense and regular past tense. So even has present perfect tense, which we're not even going to learn about in 3rd grade, but whatever. So you roll the dice, the die, because there's only one. The little guy runs that however many
Choose
spaces
the correct answer.
and they ask you a question. I can't go out to play now. I blank my homework yet. I has not done. I having to do my homework yet. I have not done, or I did my homework yet. So you pick which one sounds right, which one sounds the best in that sentence. So you'll need to try all of them, and then you press next, roll the dice again. So those are the 2 practice games. Have fun. See ya.